Hey everybody, Alex the Critic here, and I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that quite a bit has happened over the last few days. First and foremost, in case you subscribed to me because of my last video and haven't yet taken the time to watch any of my other videos, this is what I actually look like. If my physical appearance disgusts you so much to the point that you feel the need to automatically unsubscribe, then go right ahead. I won't blame you. For the rest of y'all, I appreciate the outpouring of support you've shared for me and my video. Like I said in my last community post, I had no idea that sharing my thoughts on the attempted assassination of Donald Trump and a reaction to it would lead me to this much success, and now that it has, I'm at a very rare loss for words. I would also like to apologize profusely for not being able to respond to every comment y'all left on the video. Despite how it may look, I do have a life outside of YouTube that prevents me from interacting with my audience too much. On top of that, my video got well over 1,000 comments, which is an insane amount of feedback. Even if I wanted to respond to every single person who had something to say about my take, I couldn't. Shit, I have a hard enough time responding to the 2 or 3 people that respond to my tweets. Anyways, before I bust out the champagne and start celebrating, there's a few things that I need to get out of the way. The first thing on my agenda, I have to issue some corrections. I know, me getting something wrong? Inconceivable! However, there are indeed a few mistakes I made in my last video that I do need to address. Firstly, I had said in the video that the shooter had fired at Trump from a rooftop that was only 100 or so feet away from the stage Trump was speaking from. In reality, the building was actually 400 or so feet away. Keep in mind, this does not absolve the Secret Service of their negligence, but yeah, I have no clue where I got the idea that the building was much closer than it actually was. Secondly, I claimed that Trump was the first president/presidential candidate to have a serious attempt made on his life in 40 years, but that's not actually true. Ever since the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan, every single US president has had at least one serious attempt made on their life. Donald Trump himself has been the target of several assassination attempts throughout his political career, with the earliest taking place at a rally in Las Vegas, Nevada during Trump's first Republican primary campaign in the 2016 election. At this rally, a British man attempted to steal a gun from a nearby Las Vegas police officer, but was quickly subdued and handed over to the Secret Service. He was sentenced to 12 years in jail after telling authorities that his intent was to use the gun to kill Trump, and then deported to the United Kingdom a little under a year after the incident. Now, why did I state otherwise in my video? Well, frankly, because I just didn't know about any of these other attempts. However, as other people have pointed out, none of this takes away how significant the events of July 13th were. We literally came this close to possibly having another civil war, and I, for one, would like to keep another civil war from happening. Lastly, some of the policies from Trump's first term as president are a little more nuanced than I gave them credit for. For example, the Muslim ban that I mentioned was not an attempt to bar all Muslims from immigrating to the United States. In reality, the executive orders Trump signed only banned people traveling to the United States from about a dozen African and Middle Eastern countries for 90 days. The same restriction was placed on incoming refugees seeking asylum in the United States, though the ban extended the refugee suspension to 120 days. The various travel bans Trump imposed also limited the amount of refugees the United States could take in from 1,100,000 to 50,000 for the fiscal year of 2017. Those exempted from the bans were people who already had visas and green cards, although those who hadn't acquired valid visas were barred from entering the country on an immigrant visa.
The reason why I framed the travel ban the way I did was to further highlight how absurd Destiny's claim of Trump's authoritarian leanings is. If Donald Trump really was the megalomaniacal tyrant that Destiny is making him out to be, then why would he replace the executive order he signed banning all Muslims from immigrating to or even visiting the United States over legal challenges to it that he never even chose to fight in court? Maybe it's because he's not a dictator who's trying to install the first American empire. But I digress. There were other questions that people asked about my video, such as whether the United States was a republic or a democracy, or what I mean when I use the term far right, or what I think of the deeper drama between Kirsch and Short Fat Otaku. But the answer to those inquiries really deserve their own videos, so I won't be addressing them here. Plus, none of them had anything to do with the overall point of my video, which is that there are large swaths of the American public who are amoral monsters that are perfectly content with calling for the deaths of people who merely disagree with them politically over the flimsiest of justifications. Instead, I want to give all the people who have subscribed to me because of my last video a thorough explanation of what my channel is so that they know what to expect from me. As disappointing as it might be for a lot of y'all to hear, I am not a political YouTuber. Rather, I am a cartoon reviewer. This means that a majority of my uploads are going to be, well, reviews of cartoons, and it's going to continue to stay that way because cartoons are what I grew up watching and animation is a medium that I am obsessed with. So if you subscribe to me thinking that I'm only going to talk about politics, well, you're shit out of luck.
However, I don't want to leave you guys totally hanging, so if you're only here for my political or drama videos, then I've got a whole host of them up on my channel that you guys can go watch if you haven't already. Hell, if you really crave more political commentary from yours truly, I've even got a few videos on Kamala Harris that I made way back during my cringy SOCDEM days.
That's right, bitches. I was criticizing Kamala Harris before it was cool. Of course, none of this means that I'm never going to be making another political video. I've actually got quite a few political videos that I'm currently working on.
The first is a response to a video that a political commentator named The Amazing Atheist made on another political commentator named Nuclear Grifter on the subject of the LGBT community hosting increasingly sexual events at inappropriate places. The second is a review of a debate between two political commentators named Andrew Wilson and Matt Dillahunty that was hosted on the Modern Day Debates channel, which was about whether Christianity or secular humanism has a better ethical framework for society to base itself on. The last video isn't explicitly about politics, but it does have to do with the culture war, which is tangentially related to politics, and it's gonna be a response to a video made by a commentary channel named Zero Needs Coffee, which is a response to a review of a video game named God of War Ragnarok, which was done by a video game reviewer named Synthetic Man. Now that video is gonna be really fun to make.
I'm sure I'll have other political videos that I'll want to make in the future, but for now, these are the only ones I'm actively working on. And even then, I'm still going to be prioritizing my cartoon-related content. If you heard all of that, and you're still willing to stay subscribed to me, then let me give y'all a brief rundown as to the types of reviews that I make.
Of the 3 shows that I produce on this channel, 2 of them are related to cartoons. The first was my most popular one for the first 2 or 3 years of my channel, and is called Your Theme Song Sucks.
If the name isn't enough of an indicator to you as to what the show is about, then you're too dumb to be a fan of mine, and I don't want you here.
No, but seriously, the name should give away that the series is about me riffing on theme songs for cartoons that I think are absolutely terrible. The second, and the main one, is, of course, called Alex the Critic. This show is reserved for my full-scale reviews of all things animation. Cartoon episodes, animated movies, video essays about specific animation topics, etc. The third, and currently my most popular show, is Cancerous Commentaries, the series that I typically reserve for responses to everything from stupid internet drama to political happenings. I say typically because, as some of you guys might already know, I've been labeling a lot of my political and drama rants as Alex the Critic episodes, even though they have nothing to do with cartoons.
If you're wondering why I do that, it's because Cancerous Commentaries is meant to solely be reserved for responses to single videos. Making a video about a drama or a political issue and labeling it a Cancerous Commentaries doesn't sit right with me, especially since many of those dramas and political issues I talk about tend to involve a wide array of videos, tweets, articles, and so on. I've been wanting to separate my drama/political content into its own series so that Alex the Critic stays solely dedicated to cartoon reviews, but I just haven't been able to come up with a name for it. Maybe you guys can suggest some for me? Anyways, I try to upload an episode of each series every 2 weeks. Unfortunately, because of this thing I have called a life, it oftentimes takes me a little longer than that to upload a video, as you can probably glean from how late it took me to get this one out. This follow-up was supposed to be out a week ago, but I had some family events to attend to, and so it had to wait. If somehow you still haven't been scared off, then let me give you one last warning, which is actually the most important warning of all. My videos contain a lot of cringe. We're talking like nuclear level cringe, which is to be expected since I was inspired by YouTubers such as The Amazing Atheist, The Mysterious Mr. Enter, and Nostalgia Critic. To give y'all an idea of the kind of cringe y'all can expect to see in my videos, why don't I show y'all my opening? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. You're not the boss of me now. Did that not dissuade you from leaving? Then welcome to my channel. You're going to have a lot of fun. I've also got 2 pieces of good news for you. Firstly, I am officially starting my own Discord server. That's right. For the first time ever, the Alex the Critic community will have a place to congregate, and it's being hosted on a social media platform that's most famous for being the epicenter of child sexual abuse. I am sure there's a joke to be made there, but I just can't think of one right now. Anywho, if you want to join, then all you have to do is DM me on Twitter and I'll send you the invite link. Those of you who already have me as a friend on Discord can just DM me there instead. Why don't I post the link publicly? Because I want this Discord server to be just for fans of mine. But Alex, that would just turn the place into your own personal echo chamber. You're damn right it will. That's half the reason why I'm starting this Discord server. Besides, those of you who hate me can always voice your complaints in the comment sections of my videos, so it's not like I'm completely isolating myself from any and all criticism. Plus, a lot of the times, my fans will be the harshest critics of all, so take from that what you will. Now, before any of y'all message me, let me make it absolutely clear right from the get-go that this server is for people who are over the age of 18. If you're a minor, you will be kicked out on sight. The second piece of good news, and the last thing I'll be talking about in this video, is my 1000 subscriber special. Those of you who have been around since the beginning of my channel might know that I don't typically like to celebrate subscriber milestones. I've just always found that thing sort of tacky. However, I've always dreamed of hitting the 1000 subscriber mark and have also felt that that dream would forever be unobtainable. Now that I have reached it, however, well, fuck it. I have to celebrate. The problem is, for the longest time, I just didn't know how. Then, during a recent call I had with Akumu, it suddenly hit me. Your Theme Song Sucks, the first series that I ever started on my channel, is about to reach its 25th episode, and I still have a ton of requests for that show that I still haven't gotten to. So, for my 1000 subscriber special, why don't I turn the reins over to you guys and cover the theme songs that y'all have been wanting me to cover for a long time. You heard that right. For the 25th episode of Your Theme Song Sucks, I'm going to be covering viewer requests. So if you've got a theme song for a cartoon that you want to see me analyze, now's the time to tell me in the comments down below. Let me just give a few quick disclaimers. Firstly, Your Theme Song Sucks is explicitly reserved for theme songs that I already think are terrible. So, while I will be talking about your request on the 25th episode, I can't guarantee that I'll feel the same way about the theme song you're suggesting, so don't be surprised if I end up praising it instead of bashing it. Secondly, I'm imposing a strict 1-week time limit on this promotion. If you don't send me your request after 1 week, then I'm not going to cover it. That way, the episode doesn't end up being like 2 hours long. Thirdly, you only get to request one theme song. Again, this is to keep the episode from being 2 hours long. Lastly, don't request theme songs that I have already covered, because that would just be stupid. I will, however, make exceptions for theme songs that I haven't looked at in like 5 or 6 years. Anything more recent than that is off the table. Fourthly, all of the restrictions I've imposed, such as no preschool shows or animes, are officially lifted. So if there's an anime or preschool show whose opening is terrible in your eyes, then you can request it and I will talk about it. Alright, enough dragging the video on. I'm Alex the Critic, and once again, thank y'all so much for the support y'all have shown me over the past few days. I can't promise much, other than I'll try my damnedest to be as honest and entertaining as I've always been. Oh, and if you left a comment on my last video that I wasn't able to respond to, feel free to leave it in the comments of this video and you'll have a way better chance of hearing back from me. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.